Inside you, a battle rages. Not in the world around you, but deep within your mind and spirit. Lust tempts you with fleeting pleasure, fear whispers that you are not enough, and your ego convinces you that appearances define your worth. You have felt their pull, how they drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and steal your peace. How many times have you chased what fades, avoided what scares you, or listened to a voice that wasn't truly yours? The truth is, you have more power than you realize. You are not a victim of these inner demons. The moment you choose to face them, the moment you decide to take control, everything changes. Today, your inner battle begins. Today, you awaken the power that has been inside you all along. And from this moment, nothing will ever be the same. Lust is more than mere desire. It is a fire that consumes without purpose, a pull that distracts you from your higher self. You feel it in quiet moments, in restless thoughts, in the spaces where your mind wanders. It tempts you with promises of instant satisfaction, but leaves emptiness in its wake. Every time you give in, you may feel a fleeting thrill, yet it fades quickly, leaving you restless, searching, incomplete. This is the nature of lust. It demands attention but offers nothing of true value in return. You have experienced this pull before. Perhaps it left you feeling drained, frustrated, or disconnected from your goals. You may have tried to ignore it, to push it away, but it always returns, persistent and insistent. And yet now you are learning to see it clearly. You realize that this force is not your master. You are not a prisoner to fleeting impulses, and the power to resist has always been within you. Awareness alone gives you a spark of freedom, a glimpse of the strength that lies inside. To confront lust is to reclaim your attention, your energy, and your power. It requires honesty with yourself, courage to face what tempts you, and the discipline to choose wisely. You do not fight with anger or guilt, you fight with clarity and purpose. Every time you pause and observe the urge rather than surrender to it, you strengthen your will. Every moment you redirect your energy towards something meaningful, you reclaim a part of yourself that was slipping away. Imagine the strength you hold inside, an inner force that can transform temptation into creativity, desire into focus, impulse into achievement. Each time you resist, you not only grow stronger, you learn who you truly are. You begin to understand the power of your mind, the depth of your own will, and the capacity of your spirit. This is your first victory in the battle within, the victory of self-control, the victory of conscious choice over fleeting pleasure. And now, as you stand on the edge of this inner battlefield, you realize that mastery is possible. Every act of restraint, every conscious decision to rise above your impulses, builds momentum. You are no longer a victim of lust, you are its master. The path will not always be easy, and temptation will always return, but with each step you take, with each victory you claim, you grow closer to freedom, to clarity, to the life you were always meant to live. This is your beginning, and it starts with courage, choice, and the unwavering belief in your own power. Fear has always been with you. It lingers in the shadows of your mind, whispering doubts, questioning your worth, and convincing you to settle for less than you are capable of. You feel it in moments of hesitation, in the tightness in your chest, in the voice that says, "You cannot do this." It is relentless, persistent, and often disguised as reason or caution. And yet you know deep down that this fear is not the truth. It is a barrier, a challenge, a call to step beyond what you think is possible. You have felt the weight of fear before, holding you back from pursuing your dreams, from speaking your truth, from taking risks that could change your life. It has kept you in comfort zones, convincing you that safety is the only path. But safety has its own cost. It diminishes your spirit, stifles your growth, and prevents you from experiencing the fullness of life. Now you are learning that fear is not a signal to retreat, it is a signal to act, to move forward despite the trembling in your body and the doubt in your mind. To confront fear is to see it clearly, to recognize it for what it truly is, a shadow that only has power if you allow it. You do not defeat it by ignoring it or pretending it does not exist. You face it. You breathe into it. You take deliberate steps forward, even when your heart races and your instincts scream to stop. Each step, no matter how small, is an act of courage. Each moment you persist, you strip fear of its hold over you, and you discover the strength that has been inside you all along. Imagine the life you can create when fear no longer rules your decisions. Every action you take in the presence of fear builds resilience, sharpens your mind, and strengthens your spirit. You begin to see that fear is not an enemy, it is a guide, pointing to where growth awaits. The things you once avoided, the risks you once shied away from, now become opportunities for mastery. Every choice you make to move forward, despite the anxiety and uncertainty, proves that you are stronger than your fears. And now, standing at the edge of your comfort, you feel a new energy rising within you. You are no longer paralyzed by fear. You understand that courage is not the absence of fear, it is action in its presence. Each step you take, each challenge you embrace, brings you closer to the life you are capable of living. Fear may still appear, but you now meet it with strength, clarity, and determination. You are ready to face it, to rise above it, and to claim the freedom that is your birthright. Your ego has been your constant companion, often hidden behind confidence, ambition, or pride. It convinces you that your worth is measured by attention, recognition, or achievement. You feel it in moments of comparison, in the need to be right, in the desire to prove yourself. It whispers that you are separate, that the world owes you something, and that your value depends on appearances. And yet, beneath its mask lies a subtle trap, a barrier between who you are and who you could become. You have lived under the influence of ego before, chasing validation, measuring success by external markers, and seeking approval from those who cannot truly give it. This pursuit leaves you restless, unsatisfied, and disconnected from your inner self. You may not have realized it, but ego shapes your decisions more than you think, steering you away from authenticity and into patterns that serve only illusion. Now, it is time to see it clearly. To recognize ego is to step back and observe without judgment. You must confront the moments when your actions are driven by pride rather than purpose, by need rather than clarity. You begin to notice the subtle ways it influences your thoughts, your reactions, and your choices. Awareness is the first act of freedom, and from this awareness comes the power to choose differently. You do not fight your ego with force, you outgrow it with understanding, humility, and conscious choice. Imagine the clarity that comes when ego no longer rules your life. You act from purpose, not pretense. You make decisions based on what is right and meaningful, not what will earn praise or approval. You become grounded, confident, and free from the constant need to defend, prove, or compete. This is the strength of mastery, the ability to act with wisdom while ego quietly steps aside. Now, as you observe your ego without fear or judgment, you realize that it is not an enemy but a teacher. It reveals where you have sought validation, where you have clung to identity, and where you have allowed illusions to dictate your life. The moment you rise above it, the path becomes clear. You are no longer enslaved by appearances, recognition, or pride. You are free to live with authenticity, purpose, and power. And in this freedom, you discover the truest version of yourself, capable, confident, and unstoppable. Inside you, the three forces, lust, fear, and ego, fight for control. You feel their pull, sometimes subtle, sometimes overwhelming, tugging you in opposite directions. Lust tempts you with fleeting pleasure. Fear warns you of imagined dangers. Ego convinces you that the world revolves around you. In this chaos, it is easy to feel torn, lost, or powerless. But this tension is not your enemy. It is the proving ground for your strength, the battlefield where mastery is earned. You have felt this struggle before, when your impulses contradict your intentions, when fear slows your progress, or when pride blinds your judgment. You may have wished it would disappear, that life could be simpler, calmer, or easier. But comfort does not create strength. It is in these moments of internal conflict, when all three forces compete for your attention, that your character is forged, your resilience is tested, and your true power begins to emerge. To navigate this tension, you must first acknowledge it. You do not fight each force with brute force. You observe, you breathe, you recognize the patterns within yourself. You see where lust seeks to distract, where fear seeks to paralyze, and where ego seeks to mislead. Awareness alone does not dissolve the struggle, but it allows you to respond consciously rather than react impulsively. You reclaim control by noticing, by choosing, by stepping into your power. Imagine the strength that comes from mastering this inner chaos. Each moment you pause before acting, each decision you make with clarity, chips away at the hold these forces have over you. You begin to feel centered, grounded, and capable. You realize that the tension is not a sign of weakness, but a signal that growth is taking place. Every inner battle you face, every demon you confront, makes you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Now, as you sit with this tension, you understand that you are the conductor of your own mind and spirit. The forces within you are powerful, yes, but you are more powerful. Lust, fear, and ego will always appear, but their influence is no longer absolute. You meet them with awareness, courage, and conscious choice. And in this mastery of tension, you take another step closer to freedom, to clarity, and to the life you were always meant to live. Awareness alone is not enough. You cannot simply recognize lust, fear, and ego, you must act. The first step in your inner battle is not a giant leap. It is a conscious choice, a deliberate movement toward mastery. You must face what tempts you, confront what frightens you, and humble the voice that inflates your ego. Each small act of courage, each moment of restraint, is the beginning of transformation. Today, you take that step. You may hesitate. Your impulses may scream for immediate gratification, your fears may tighten like a vice, and your ego may argue that you are powerless. You are human, and hesitation is natural. But the moment you act, even in uncertainty, you reclaim control. Every time you say yes to what strengthens you and no to what diminishes you, you prove to yourself that mastery is not a dream. It is possible, here and now. The first step requires patience, discipline, and persistence. It may feel small, almost insignificant, but its impact is profound. Each decision you make to move forward, to resist the easy path, to stay aligned with your higher purpose, builds momentum. You are laying the foundation for inner freedom, brick by brick, choice by choice. The path is yours to walk, and it begins with this single, conscious movement. Imagine the ripple effect of that first step. It sparks another, then another, until a chain of empowered actions carries you forward. Your mind becomes clearer, your focus sharper, your spirit stronger. Lust, fear, and ego may still appear, but each time you act with intention, their hold weakens. You learn that the power to change your life was never outside, it has always been within you. And now you are awakening it. Now is the time to rise. You are no longer waiting for permission, for circumstances, or for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. With courage in your heart, clarity in your mind, and purpose in your soul, you take the first step toward the life you deserve. This is your choice, your victory, and the beginning of your journey toward mastery of self. Step forward, and claim it. Discipline is your greatest ally. It is the bridge between intention and action, between desire and achievement, between who you are and who you are meant to become. You may think it is restrictive, a set of rules to follow, but true discipline is freedom. It is the tool that allows you to direct your energy, focus your mind, and strengthen your spirit against the pull of lust, fear, and ego. When you commit to it, you begin to master yourself. Every time you say no to what weakens you, you strengthen your will. Every time you choose focus over distraction, courage over comfort, humility over pride, you build a foundation that cannot be shaken. Discipline is not about perfection. It is about consistency, persistence, and intentional action. Each small act of self-control compounds, creating momentum that propels you forward in ways you cannot yet imagine. You will face resistance. Your impulses will fight back, your fears will whisper, and your ego will argue. But the strength of discipline lies in your ability to act despite these forces. You do not wait for motivation, inspiration, or perfect conditions. You act because you have chosen your path. Every decision to stay true to your purpose reinforces your power and weakens the hold of your inner demons. Imagine the life you can create when discipline becomes your constant companion. Your mind becomes sharper, your actions more aligned, and your spirit more resilient. You begin to see that the world does not control you, your choices do. Lust, fear, and ego may still appear, but with discipline, their influence diminishes. You are learning to harness your energy, direct your focus, and shape your life with deliberate intent. Now, as you commit to this practice, you understand that discipline is not punishment, it is empowerment. It is the foundation upon which mastery is built. Every day, every moment, you exercise it. And with every act of self-mastery, you move closer to freedom, clarity, and the life you were always meant to live. You are stronger than your impulses, braver than your fears, and wiser than your ego. You are unstoppable. Temptation will come again and again. Lust will call with promises of pleasure, fear will pressure you to retreat, and ego will deceive you with the illusion of control. You may feel their pull, the tension in your body, the whispering in your mind. But you are no longer a victim. You are learning to recognize these forces, to understand their patterns, and to respond with clarity and purpose rather than reaction. Every time you pause before yielding, every time you redirect your energy toward what strengthens you, you claim a victory. These victories may seem small in the moment, but each one compounds, building an inner strength that cannot be taken away. You begin to see that triumph over temptation is not about resisting for a single moment. It is about creating a consistent pattern of conscious choice that defines who you are. You have already taken the first steps, faced fear, and disciplined your mind. Now, each act of restraint is an extension of that journey. Every time you stand firm, you prove to yourself that you are capable of mastery. Lust loses its grip when you choose focus. Fear diminishes when you take action despite uncertainty. Ego fades when you act with humility and purpose. You are learning that the power to resist is not external, it comes from within. Imagine the freedom that comes when you consistently triumph over temptation. You feel lighter, clearer, and more in control. You no longer chase fleeting pleasures or bow to fear. You move through life with intention, clarity, and strength. Each victory strengthens your confidence, sharpens your mind, and fuels your spirit. The inner demons may appear, but you have the power to rise above them every single time. Now, as you continue this journey, understand that triumph over temptation is a lifelong practice, not a one-time achievement. You will stumble, you will falter, and you may face setbacks, but each time, you have the opportunity to rise again. Each act of conscious choice is a step toward freedom, mastery, and the life you are meant to live. You are stronger than your desires, braver than your fears, and wiser than your ego. You are unstoppable. Your true strength is revealed not in moments of ease, but in moments of struggle. You have faced lust, confronted fear, and seen through the illusions of ego. Now you are learning to channel that energy into power that serves you. Every challenge, every temptation, every inner conflict is fuel to sharpen your mind, strengthen your spirit, and build the resilience that will carry you forward. You may wonder how to access this strength. The answer is simple: through conscious choice. Each time you act with clarity instead of impulse, courage instead of avoidance, humility instead of pride, you harness a force within that cannot be taken from you. You begin to see that strength is not about domination over others, it is mastery over yourself. It is the ability to remain steady when the world pushes, to act with intention when distractions arise, and to persevere when fear tempts you to quit. Think of every moment of temptation as an opportunity to practice this mastery. Lust can become energy for creation, focus, and growth. Fear can be transformed into motivation, courage, and action. Ego can be reshaped into confidence, clarity, and purpose. Each struggle you overcome becomes a building block for the strongest version of yourself. You are not weak, you are becoming unshakable. Imagine the freedom and clarity that come from consistently harnessing your inner strength. You are no longer tossed by impulses or doubts. You meet challenges with calm determination. You move through life with purpose and confidence. The power that once seemed elusive is now within your grasp, waiting for you to claim it fully. Each act of self-mastery magnifies your ability to influence your life and shape your destiny. Now, as you embrace this inner strength, you understand that mastery is not about perfection. It is about persistence, presence, and practice. Every decision you make to harness your energy, every moment you choose action over reaction, brings you closer to the life you are capable of living. Lust, fear, and ego may still appear, but you meet them with power, clarity, and unwavering focus. You are unstoppable, and the strength within you is limitless. When you master yourself, you become the source of your own inspiration. You no longer rely on others for validation, approval, or guidance. You see clearly who you are, what you value, and what you are capable of achieving. Your actions are deliberate, your choice is intentional, and your life becomes a reflection of the strength, clarity, and courage you cultivate within. You have faced lust, fear, and ego, and emerged stronger each time. Now, the energy you have reclaimed radiates outward. The courage, discipline, and clarity you practice inspire not only yourself but those around you. Others feel the impact of your presence, the quiet power, the steadfast focus, the unshakable confidence. Your life becomes a living example of what is possible when someone commits to mastering their inner world. Every action you take now carries weight. When you act with purpose, you elevate everything around you. Your habits, your decisions, and your mindset set the tone for those who witness them. You may not even realize the ripple effect you create, how your strength encourages others to face their own struggles, to rise above their own fears, and to reclaim their power. Inspiration begins with you, and it spreads through your example. Imagine the life you can lead when every choice reflects your highest self. You move through the world with integrity, confidence, and focus. Lust no longer distracts you, fear no longer controls you, and ego no longer blinds you. Every step you take demonstrates courage, Every decision reflects clarity, and every moment shows mastery. You are no longer merely surviving, you are shaping your own reality and inspiring others to do the same. Now, as you embrace this truth, you understand that inspiring your own life is an ongoing practice. It requires consistency, awareness, and courage. Every day, you have the opportunity to be the example, to act with intention, and to lift yourself and others through your actions. You are no longer bound by inner demons. You are a beacon of possibility, a living testament to what it means to rise, master yourself, and lead your own life. You are no longer ruled by lust, fear, or ego. You have faced them, confronted them, and risen above their pull. Every choice you have made, every moment of restraint, every act of courage has led you here. You stand free, not because the demons have disappeared, but because you have mastered them. You are the commander of your mind, the guardian of your spirit, and the architect of your own life. Freedom is not a destination, it is a way of being. It is the ability to move through life without being enslaved by impulses, anxieties, or the illusions of pride. You act with clarity, purpose, and intention. You no longer let fleeting desires dictate your choices, allow fear to paralyze you, or let ego distort your reality. You live deliberately, and in doing so, you experience the fullness of your potential. Every day presents opportunities to exercise this freedom. Each decision to act with integrity, to confront challenges courageously, and to remain humble despite your successes reinforces your mastery. You are aware of your power, and you wield it wisely. You have transformed your inner battle into a source of strength, energy, and inspiration. Lust, fear, and ego may still appear, but they no longer control your life. They exist as tools for continued growth and self-awareness. Imagine the life that unfolds when every action aligns with your highest self. You move through the world with confidence, calm, and purpose. Your thoughts are clear, your spirit steady, and your heart open. You are no longer reacting to circumstances, you are shaping them. You create a life that reflects your inner power, your clarity, and your courage. This is the reward of mastering your inner world, the freedom to live fully and authentically. Now, as you embrace this freedom, you understand that the journey never truly ends. Each day is a new battlefield, a new opportunity to practice mastery, to grow stronger, and to rise higher. But you are ready. You are no longer a prisoner of lust, fear, or ego. You are free. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. And this life, the life of your true self, is yours to live, fully and completely. The battle within does not end here. Lust, fear, and ego will return, they always do. But now you face them with clarity, courage, and mastery. You have seen the path, taken the steps, and harnessed the strength that was always within you. You are no longer ruled by impulses, paralyzed by fear, or blinded by pride. You are free. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. Every choice you make from this moment forward is an act of mastery. Each decision to act with integrity, focus, and courage reinforces your power and shapes the life you are destined to live. You have transformed your inner battles into a source of energy, strength, and inspiration. You are no longer merely surviving, you are creating, leading, and living with purpose. Now is the time to take what you have learned and step fully into your power. Live deliberately, act with intention, and rise above the forces that once held you back. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow, every temptation is an opportunity to strengthen, and every moment is an opportunity to master yourself. The life you desire, the life you are capable of, is within your reach. Claim it. Your journey has just begun, but already, you have proven your strength. Stand tall, move forward, and continue to rise. Lust, fear, and ego may knock at your door, but you hold the key to your freedom. You are the master of your mind, the commander of your spirit, and the architect of your destiny. Step forward boldly, and live the life that reflects the truest, strongest, and most powerful version of yourself. If this journey has inspired you, take the next step, embrace your inner power, commit to your mastery, and share this message with others who are ready to rise. Subscribe, follow, and join a community of warriors mastering themselves and their inner battles. Your journey starts now, and the world is waiting for you to claim your life.